Hello, recappers. Today's movie starts with Evelyn and her best friend going to Las Vegas for the weekend. They have fun at a bar, taking pictures and videos to remember the good times. That night, Evelyn sees a customer bothering a bartender and bravely steps in to help. In the middle of the chaos, she notices a handsome man. They exchange a quick smile. The next morning, Evelyn wakes up on the bathroom floor and sees the same man standing next to her. He gives her a painkiller for her headache. When she looks at her hand, she's shocked to see an expensive ring. The man tells her they got married the night before. Evelyn is stunned and doesn't know what to say. Later, the man says his lawyers will handle everything, which makes Evelyn confused. Why would lawyers be involved? She goes back to her hometown, Portland, trying to keep the marriage a secret from her best friend, Hannah. But when she arrives, reporters and photographers surround her, asking questions about her sudden marriage to David Ferris, a famous rock star. The news spreads fast. David's fans are angry, and people are talking about a possible fight between David and his brother Jimmy. David's bodyguard, Sammy, visits Evelyn and gives her a phone so she can talk to David. He invites her to his house to avoid the paparazzi and the media drama. Evelyn agrees. On the way to David's home, angry fans make fun of her. When she gets there, a big party is happening. Sammy takes her inside, and she notices that David has a tattoo of her name on his hand. Shocked, she listens as he says he got it to remember the night they got married. Evelyn soon begins to notice David's cold behavior toward her, especially when she sees him interacting with another woman. Upset and disheartened, she leaves her room and meets a man who later turns out to be Jimmy, David's brother. David arrives and warns Jimmy to stay away from Evelyn. Tension arises between the brothers as Jimmy accuses David of being selfish. The next morning, Martha, one of David's band members, helps Evelyn prepare for a meeting with the lawyers. During the meeting, they present Evelyn with the proposal, $10 million in exchange for her silence about the marriage. She is also threatened that if she has a child from this marriage, she will be forced to leave David. Evelyn courageously rejects the offer, declaring that her dignity is not for sale. After the meeting, Mal, one of David's friends from the band, speaks with Evelyn and tries to comfort her. He explains more about David's true personality and tells her that if she gets to know him better, her perspective might change. Later, David shows up, and Mal criticizes him for leaving Evelyn alone with the lawyers. David tells Mal that Evelyn herself requested a divorce, but he hasn't yet decided whether to go through with it. David then sees the picture of Evelyn's tattoo that the media has published. He tries to hide the photos from her, but she sees them and becomes upset that the story has leaked to the press. Distressed, Evelyn retreats to the bathtub and David attempts to comfort her. David then takes Evelyn to his safe house, so she can have some peace and decide what she wants to do next. Evelyn asks how they first met, and David explains that they met at a bar. He shares how he felt a special connection with her, and how they decided to go to his room and spend the night together. As they continue talking, they open up about their lives. David talks about his poor upbringing and his rock band, while Evelyn shares stories about her simple family and her job at a cafe. The next day, David buys Evelyn expensive clothes, but she is shocked by the prices. David reassures her and tries to make her feel comfortable. In the next scene, David hosts a dinner for his married friends. After dinner, they start dancing and celebrating. David tells Evelyn that he has written 2 songs about her, and she is thrilled. He promises that he will never do anything without her consent and assures her not to worry about his drinking, as he doesn't want his future wife to suffer because of it. David asks Evelyn to give him a chance. He talks about moral values and integrity and asks her to say yes to his proposal. The next day, David's friends come over to his house. Mal jokes around with Evelyn, but David playfully tells him not to touch his wife. Mal replies that he's only there for work, but David tells him this is not the time for work. He should focus on Evelyn. Evelyn tells David that she has been thinking about divorce but hasn't made a decision yet. Meanwhile, David is seen working with his group on creating new songs. One of David's friends, wives, tells Evelyn that she has never seen David this happy before. She mentions that Evelyn is the first person to enter David's safe house in 6 years. When Evelyn asks why David had kept the house empty, she explains that he was looking for a safe space for himself. Later, Evelyn and the woman spend the day drinking and having lunch at a bar. They dance and have fun together. Later, David defends Evelyn during a situation, and gets into a confrontation with a man who is bothering her. Back at home, David and Evelyn get into a heated argument but quickly make up. Late at night, Evelyn calls her close friend Hannah, who tells her that David founded his own band at the age of 16. Hannah also explains that, in the past, David's fiancée cheated on him with his brother, and since then, David hasn't trusted anyone. Later, David tells Evelyn that if she wants to know anything about him, she can just ask. Evelyn asks him what his favorite color is, and David replies that it's black. Evelyn shares that her favorite color is blue, and she also tells him a childhood memory. David and Evelyn then travel to Los Angeles, where they meet Martha. However, Martha isn't very friendly toward Evelyn. David asks Evelyn to stay backstage during his concert so he can keep an eye on her. After the performance, Martha's brother prevents Evelyn from going to the bathroom to see David. However, Evelyn makes a calculated move, opens the door, and finds David with Martha. Evelyn demands an explanation, and David insists he is innocent. Evelyn decides to leave him, and David's manager takes her home. A month later, Evelyn returns to her job at a cafe. During this time, a strange man approaches her and tries to talk about her relationship with David, but the cafe manager kicks him out. Later, Evelyn goes out to a nightclub with her friends to dance and have fun. Meanwhile, David also enters the club. Evelyn becomes nervous upon seeing him and decides she wants a divorce. David notices her distress and asks if they can talk. He explains that due to his brother Jimmy's condition, having been transferred to a treatment facility, he wasn't able to contact her. Evelyn, still upset, tells David that he has deceived her. After this conversation, their relationship becomes tense, and Evelyn decides to leave David. The next day, Evelyn complains to her friend about why she told David where she was. After work, David goes to find Evelyn and asks if he can take her home so they can talk. He takes Evelyn to a restaurant and buys her pizza. When they get home, Evelyn's brother punches David in the face. At that moment, Evelyn realizes that Martha had contacted David, and she becomes upset again. She tells David to leave the house. David tries to calm her down, but Evelyn remains angry. The next morning, David keeps following Evelyn, but she ignores him. For the next few days, he still tries to talk to her and won't leave her alone. One day, Evelyn asks him why he's acting like this, and why he doesn't just go back to Los Angeles. David answers, "Because my wife lives in this city." Evelyn then asks him what really happened with Martha and in the bathroom. David says that it was Martha who made the move, and he walked away from her right away. He also says that his relationship with Martha ended a long time ago. David tells Evelyn about his hard childhood. His mom was a drug addict, and his dad was a truck driver who was away most of the time. David and his brother had to go through many tough times. The next day, Martha visits Evelyn and says sorry. She tells Evelyn that David doesn't love her anymore, that he wrote 2 songs for Evelyn, and even sold his house to be near her. Later, Evelyn visits David and asks if he really wrote the songs. David promises to sing them for her at the right time. Evelyn gives him a gift to show she's ready to marry him. In the end, David sings one of the songs for Evelyn at his concert, and she joins him on stage. The story ends with a happy and emotional moment between David and Evelyn. And that's how our story ends. What did you think about the ending? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next breakdown.